Hello, this is the video for 11th grade English, and this is for Wednesday, December the 2nd. So today we're going to take a little detour, literally and figuratively, to the Oregon Trail. So we're moving up north in our studies. And the Oregon Trail is not critical at all to the center of our book, but it's a really analogous journey. So I just wanted to briefly go to that because there's a game that you can play with it that's kind of fun, and I'm offering it to you as something you can do to show your understanding to me in a different way. There's no new SOL terms today, and then we'll read the rest of chapter 6 until you get to page 175, or where it says 77% online. The stem is a rare place of civilization, and it's also an appositive. I'm going to first show you some successful appositives because the appositive building is challenging. So last Monday, the appositive was a fine-spirited pony. And I asked you to put it inside of the sentence, building with commas. Here are 3 of your classmates' sentences that they built using that appositive. All 3 are effective in different ways. So Cesar wrote, "Little Blackie, a fine-spirited pony, is what Maddie had for the journey." This is fine. Cesar uses the appositive to explain who Little Blackie is. Oleg takes that idea and adds some other thoughts to it. He also uses dashes instead of commas, and that's absolutely fine as well if you're interested in trying that out. He writes, "Little Blackie, a fine-spirited pony, will help Maddie crisscross the turmoiled landscape of the Wild West as she embarks on her cooperative journey toward justice." So this is why positives can be really helpful. It allows you to add a little detail about something, but then keep going with your thought to make a doubly complex sentence. And lastly, I like Christian J's because he emphasizes with his appositive. So he writes, "Maddie bought a pony, comma, a fine-spirited pony, last night for $18, which he found that in the book. It's $18 is how much Blackie cost. So here, a fine-spirited pony reflects the word pony, but it creates a little bit more of an emphasis on how fine and spirited the pony is. And so that is your task today with your stem, which is a rare place of civilization. And so you've got to know, well, what is that rare place of civilization? There's not one right answer. There's probably a dozen ways that you could describe what is the rare place of civilization. But if you choose, you can replace your stem today by playing the game, the Oregon Trail. So let me explain how you would do that. The real Oregon Trail is this massive journey from Independence, Missouri out to Oregon. And we're not quite there. Instead, we're here in this area, Arkansas and Oklahoma, eastern Oklahoma. That's where Maddie, LaBeef, and Rooster are looking for Tom Cheney. Just a little bit north, Missouri. This is where Jesse James is from. This is where Rooster spent some time. There are plenty of pioneers who at this moment are leaving to go out west. And their journey across this vast landscape, it mimics some of the difficulties that our characters are experiencing. And I want you to feel that difficulty. It's hard to be there with Maddie and LaBeef and Rooster when they're going up over these mountains, as it were, or hills, the winding stair mountains, when they encounter all of these different natural impediments. And then when they encounter the store and the town of McAllister, the relief that that brings. I just wanted to give you another way to feel it. And the Oregon Trail game is a good way to feel it. So if you're interested, you could play this game and send that to me in a screenshot instead of doing a stem today. It would achieve the same understanding. If you wish to play, I'm just going to show you a couple tips. It's super old school. Like, this is a classic kind of ironic game that people play now. I don't imagine anyone plays it for real, but we did in the 1990s. So if you want, you would travel the trail. That's number 1. You can choose who you want to be, and then you would name people in your wagon. So I'll just say Jimmy, Bob, Joan, and Jay. Are these names correct? Whenever you want to write yes, you do Y, and no is N. And if you want to choose things, you actually choose the number. So I'm going to click the number 2 right now to choose April. And then when you want to buy supplies, you will get to see just how much is available at the stores. So you'll go through and buy everything. And let's just buy some oxen real quick. 1. There are 2 oxen in a yoke, so let's buy 3 yoke. And we'll buy some food. Let's buy 500 pounds of food. We'll buy 5 sets of clothing and some gun, some ammo. We'll buy a couple boxes of bullets, and then we'll buy some replacements for our wagon if we need it. So this is what the game looks like. You just travel like this on the trail. It's so funny. I'm sorry. If you like video games now, this is going to feel so outdated to you, but it does really give off the impression of just how difficult this journey could be as the members of your wagon might start to fall off. And when you want to ford the river, there's the river. You need to figure out if you want to ford it like Maddie does when she crosses with little Blackie. She just charges across the river and swims it, basically. That's fording the river. You could also use a ferry. You have to pay for that, or you could try to float it across. 4.4 feet, I think I'll try to float it. And then you just see if you make it. This is where it's a true video game up to chance. And we made it. So it just goes on like this for a while. If you are interested in doing this instead of a stem, I do have one catch. I'm going to stop here. I'd like you to play until you get to at least Fort Laramie. That's about how long it would take to get the feeling of the game. So, sending me a screenshot of your passage on the Oregon Trail, you have to make it to at least Fort Laramie more than halfway. If that's getting really frustrating for you and you've played for like an hour, just let me know and I can work along with you. The objective is to learn the American Wild West was vast, beautiful, and dangerous. And yet there are these places of respite, of relief, of a kind of safety. So you can buy all sorts of things at the Oregon Trail store that mimics what the store represents in our book. The storekeeper personifies society, personifies civilization. McAllister's is a place where Maddie gets a nice meal with buttermilk, her favorite, and warm blankets and olive oil soap. And Mrs. McAllister even offers for her to stay there and sleep on the bed. So these are comforts that just don't exist out on the prairie. We also meet Captain Finch there, who represents the law, or at least the Indian law. So both of these people are really important to this moment in the book where they're trying to recoup and get their bearings for the most difficult journey ahead, which is finding Tom Janey. Your assignment is to finish Chapter 6, please. And again, you have your STEM or you have the Oregon Trail game. Okay, thank you.